is the start of a new vlog. So I, in full disclosure, have filmed a few vlogs, like between 1 and 4 vlogs, and then I didn't either finish them the way I thought I should, or I wasn't happy with sort of the arc of the entire vlog and the footage that I had, and so I didn't ever post them. Maybe I'll do a series where I'll do like the lost vlogs, right? Where it's like these vlogs, I don't know. But today I was thinking about it because I had watched some last night before I went to bed, and I was watching people's vlogs and I was like, I want to film a vlog. But then I was like, but Celeste, you film them and you don't do anything with them. So, so for this, I decided, like, I was thinking about, like, what was my problem with them? Why didn't I film them? And it's because I think that I start feeling this insecurity about the footage, the story in my vlogs, in the sense of, like, I don't necessarily have one of those, like, cute Pinterest houses where there's a defined aesthetic and there's lots of natural light and stuff like that. Like, I just don't do that. Like, my house is generally kind of low light, and I've been living here for, like, what, 13 years? And so it's real lived in, I guess, cluttered in some areas, but that's just how it is. So, and I also, the other issue that I was feeling insecure about is that a lot of people film vlogs where they're like reading one book, and they read it and they start it and they finish it within the vlog. And that's another problem that I have because, one, I don't read very fast. I just don't. Like, when I see these people doing these like 24, 48, 72 hour reading vlog things where they're reading like 2 or 3 books, or they'll read one book that's like so many hundreds of pages. Yeah, I can't do that. Part of that is, like I just said, I don't read very fast. The other part of it is that I read multiple books at a time. If I tried to make myself read one book, the cats are making noises, sorry. If I try to read one book and just read one book, I will A, not get as much reading done, and B, be very, like, sad, especially if it's not like a 5-star book, like that's just really pushing me through. And so that's another thing that kind of was making me so, like, not reading very fast, reading multiple things, not having like a really nice aesthetic in my environment, made me feel like kind of like maybe my vlogs were just not that good. But then I was thinking, like, there's a space in the world for everyone. And so maybe it's good for people to see a vlog in which I don't get books finished, or I read a little bit of this and a little bit of this and a little bit of this. I mean, maybe, I don't know, or like to just see what it's really like. So anyway, so I'm gonna do this vlog. I don't know how long I'm gonna make the vlog. I don't know what's gonna happen in it. Today is Saturday, so I'm home. I'm not gonna film a bookish chat today because I did one last weekend, so I'll wait until maybe next weekend to do another one. So I'm not filming that because I try to, like, spruce myself up whenever, or like have ideas about what I'm going to talk about if I do those chats. So anyway, so yeah, it's Saturday, so I'm just chilling. I'm going to try to do some reading. I've been on spring break. My spring break is about to end. I go back to work on Monday, and that's another thing. Like, several of the people that I read from have like work from home jobs, and I don't have a work from home job. I have to leave my house. And so that, I don't know why, comparison is like the thief of joy, right? So I need to quit, stop doing that. So anyway, so yeah, I'll probably take this vlog into the work week. And yeah, so we'll just see what happens. We'll see what I read. So what am I reading currently right now? Well, The audiobook that I'm reading is from Kindle Unlimited. Like, some of the Kindle Unlimited books have Audible, like, tie-in. And so it's called The Witch of Tin Mountain. And it is like a dual perspective, I think, because there's flashback chapters. And it's set in the Ozarks of Arkansas. And part of it is in, like, I think the 1870s, and then the other part of it is in like the 1930s. And there was this incident that happened, and so there's like this sort of supernatural vibe of like the dark man trope, right? Like this like demonic presence. There's witchcraft. And there's like sort of haunting, I guess, ghosts. I'm not sure, like a curse. I'm really not sure. I'm only about half done with it. I listen to it when I'm driving or when I'm doing my diamond painting. Sometimes when I'm doing my diamond painting, I have YouTube videos playing instead of a book. So that's not a good choice, but it is what it is. Another thing that I'm reading is this, I actually have it with me, is this nonfiction book about The Office. I've been reading it for a while. It's chunky. It's like 460 pages. As you can see, I'm a good chunk of the way through. I thought that I would burn right through this really quickly. Not so much. And part of it is that the style of it is, see if I can show you guys. Like, the style of it is in these, I think this shows it, is in like these interview format. So it's like a chunk of what this person said, a chunk of what this person has said. And some of the people, I know exactly who they are because I've been watching the show. Some of the people, they're writers or producers or things, I don't really have a face to go with the name. So that kind of makes it a little more difficult, and some of it is like less interesting than other parts. But I am picking up some interesting information from it, so that's really cool. But I really would like to try to finish this sooner than later, but it's one of those that I'll pick it up, I'll read about 10, well, no more than 10. I'll probably read about 20 to 30 pages. And then I'm like, I can't read this anymore. And then I'll like put it down. And I'm kind of embarrassed by this, but I think some of you will like feel me on this. I put this in my bag earlier in the week, and because I thought I would have a chance to read it when I was outside the house. I did not, but I took it with me because I'm, trying to be a good reader and all that. And then I took it out of my bag and I set it down, and I could not remember where I set it down at. So there were days when I couldn't pick it up because I couldn't find it in my daggum house. But then I was tidying up, and I found it, and so here it is. So I actually need to read a few pages of this. Another book that I'm reading physically is Reckless by Selena Montgomery. Selena Montgomery is the romance writing pen name for Stacey Abrams. Look, like it shows right here. Ta-da! This book is a romance, as you could probably tell from the cover, and it's a mass market paperback, which I normally don't like mass market paperbacks, but I bought this years ago. I don't remember exactly when, but it was when she was running for governor, and I wanted to be supportive and support her. So I bought this book, and I bought like a new release of like When Justice Sleeps. I haven't read that one because a lot of what she puts in her books, her thriller / romance, whatever she's writing as far as fiction goes, has to do with like law and order type stuff or politics, which is what she knows, and she does a great job writing about these things. But I've starting to come to terms with like tropes and things that I am not fond of, and I'm not fond of like police procedural stuff. So this romance, while it has the romantic elements that you're looking for, does also have like police procedural stuff. And I just like, it's just not my bag, you know? So I am, as you can see here, almost halfway, not quite halfway done with it, but it's fast to read. Like if I sit down and read, like do a little reading sprint, it goes by like, I'll knock out like 50 pages without really trying very hard. And so I need to, so my deal is I need to finish something so I can start something else. Oh, and I didn't mention this because this is like before bed reading, but I'm also reading it's on my Kindle. Hang on. Let me open up the Kindle app and I'll just show you. Show instead of tell. I'm also reading A Lady of Rooksgrave Manor, and I'm 54% done with it. It is super smutty, reverse harem, like, you can see it. You can see it right here. There he is. Super smutty, reverse harem, monster smut. It's okay. It's good. I don't know what to think of it. I really don't. And then last night, because I make poor decisions, well, it's not really a poor decision, but I'm spreading myself thin as far as reading things go. I started reading All Systems Red by Martha Wells, which is the first of it's the novella that starts the Murderbot series, which I want to get into. And I started reading it out loud to my husband, because that was a thing we learned a year or two ago, where we learned that we like to read out loud with each other. We were having a road trip and I was reading a book, and instead of him having to sit quietly while he drove, I read my book out loud, and I caught him up because I was like part of the way through. I was like trying to finish the book, and he actually got into it, and it was like a witchy romance. So like I'm broadening his horizons, because he had never, before we got together, he had never read a romance. And so, of course, like the good partner that I am, I gave him one of my Tessa Dare books. If you know, you know, right? And so he is open to reading romance now. All Systems Red is not romance. It's sci-fi, but it's funny. It's cool. I would have to, it deals with like AI, and that's a topic that I'm interested in right now. And so, yeah. So, what am I about to do? I've got snacks. Look, I've got junk food. I've got time this afternoon, and I'm going to read, I think what I'm going to do is read some of the, this one, and try to make some more progress in this, because if I finish this one, I have options. So for the book, bitches, what I need to read is this one. This is our book that I need to have read by April the 7th, I think. I don't know, that weekend. And so I really need to read it. I really need to get into it. But Emily Henry is an author that I've read a lot from, and I expect to really enjoy this. And I know that some of the booktubers that I like, the reviewers, have given this a fair amount of stars. And so I'm optimistic. I also would like to read Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. But I don't like to read like 2 romances at a time. I don't know if you notice about the spread of the books that I have like a nonfiction, a romance, a sci-fi, some smut, like whatever this historical supernatural thing that I'm listening to. So like I don't mix genres, but I mix different books. Oh, I got a cat. My camera's gonna move. Hi, Picos. You want to be in my video? Oh, Picos. Picos. Oh, I love him. This is Pickle Chin, but we call him Pickles for short. He's one of our kitties. Okay, I'll let you go. See, that's what you get for being nosy. So, I'm going to try to finish Reckless so that I can start one of these 2. Like, I'll have already started reading them, so, like, I would love input, but also, like, this isn't going up in real time. So, am I going to be a good book bitch and start the book? Am I going to go with, like, Love on the Brain and my heart? I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, this was like a super long intro, but there we go. I will update you guys later when I have something to update. Welcome to this vlog. I don't know. I don't know what adjective to assign to it. I guess we'll see what kind of adjective. I doubt it will be exciting. I think it will just be chill, but I don't know. So I'll see you in the next clip. Hey, so, got my chair squished up against the desk. So, it is Sunday evening, and I've got my hair in this thing. We'll see how it turns out. And I've got my clothes set out, and I had checked over my grades, and I'm making a few edits to a Google form for tomorrow's assignment. They'll be doing poetry stuff, so it's like poetry terms and examples. Anyway, I just wanted to check in and talk about my reading. So last time I checked in, I opened the vlog, and I was reading several books, but what I focused on was Reckless by Selena Montgomery, which is the romance pen name for Stacey Abrams. I was able to read from Saturday afternoon until this afternoon, because this evening I've been doing, like, hair, like, I took my shower and I set my clothes out, and I've been working on, like, work stuff, getting ready for the week. But I was able to read 100 pages about, and so I have approximately 100 pages left. So, I don't, with going to work tomorrow, I'm not going to be able to just sit and read. So I hope that tomorrow evening I can get maybe 50 pages read, and then I can, do the next 50 pages maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. So then I can start another book. I did read a little bit in the other books that I'm reading, but just like a little bit, like a few percentage points, nothing crazy. I do hope to finish A Lady of Rooksgrave Manor soon. That book, I have thoughts. I have things to say about that book. It's almost, reading that book is almost giving me a case of be careful what you wish for, because holy goodness, wow. So it's smutty, all right. So yeah, I have thoughts. I'll talk about that, but I think I'll wait. I think I'm gonna wait until I get done with it, because just when I think that I have something to say, then I read another, like, chapter or two, and whoa. And I went on Goodreads to see, like, what some of the reviews are. I read some of the non-spoiler reviews to kind of help me, I don't know, calibrate, and holy crap, a lot of people who rated it low DNF'd it. And I was looking at where they DNF'd it and where I was in it. So anyway, this is just a brief check-in. So I was successful in reading about 100 pages. Kind of wish I had read more, but, like, my brain is kind of like, it's the end of my spring break. My brain's kind of going, woo. It's cold Like, we had a cold front. In fact, we're supposed to have a freeze tonight. I know, in late March, like, we had, at the beginning of March, we had 80-degree weather. Like, no joke, people were wearing shorts, like, comfortably, we're sweating. And then now we're cold again. So anyway, I'll stop this clip here, and I will have, maybe you'll see how this works on my hair, or doesn't work on my hair. I don't know, I feel like some pieces of it are trying to come out of the little... You know, my hair is not very cooperative sometimes. So anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next clip. Hey, so you guys saw me with the weird thing in my head last night, and this is what it looks like at 4 o'clock. So roughly it's been 10 hours. So I think it looks okay, you know, for being 10 hours of being at work. So I'm done with my work day. So my plan is to go home and relax and read. It wasn't a bad day, but it was like a day of you know, getting your bearings, and I feel like the kids were, I kind of expected the kids to be quiet and tired because I figured a lot of them had their hours messed up. But, whew, really, I think that some of them were, I don't know, jacked up on energy drinks or Takis or whatever it was that they had. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going home. I'm going to relax. I have a video I need to edit, so I might work on that. I got a lot done today because I gave them an assignment that once I introduced the assignment, I didn't have to do a whole lot. So I was able to catch up on some stuff. Yeah, like so. So yeah, I don't have to, you know, stress about anything like that. So anyway, I'm going to cut off this clip here and get home and get some reading done. My goal tonight is to read 50 pages in, 50 pages in Reckless. So hopefully I can get those 50 pages read. So. Hey, so I'm here to close out this vlog. My week did not go the way that I thought it would. I had meant to finish this book on Tuesday, but I didn't. As you can see from some of the B-roll, I had play practice Tuesday, and then Wednesday I was so exhausted that I didn't get much done. So here we are on Friday, and I finally got a chance to sit down and finish the rest of this book. I'm still reading, I finished The Witch of Ten Mountain, which was an audiobook that I was listening to. Gosh, I finished that on, I think Tuesday. I did finish that one on Tuesday, I think. And started up the next audiobook. And I'm almost done with that audiobook because on the commute, because I don't listen to audiobooks at one-time speed. I listen to them at anywhere between 1.6 and 1.8, almost 2.0, depending on the genre, the narrator, and the accent of the narrator. So, like, I can't, some accents I can listen to faster. I don't know. So anyway, so I wanted to give a few final thoughts about this book. You know, closing out this vlog, because this was like my goal in one of the clips that I filmed earlier in the vlog. Looking at the cover, I expected a lot of romance, because this is a pretty steamy cover. This is the kind of cover that makes me like not want to read it like out in front of people, like standing in line. Because I'll read a book in public. That's not a problem. But like a cover like this, I don't know, with the steamy stuff. But it did not have as much. It is, I wouldn't say completely closed door, but it's not explicit. It's not that much. And it was a very slow burn. It took a while for the love interest to finally, you know, like go further, I guess. And the way that it ended, like they've confirmed their love. So it didn't follow the right, okay, not the right. It didn't follow the usual pattern that you would see in a lot of romances where you have like the third act breakup or problem or whatever, and then they make up. This was sort of like, it sort of did, but it sort of was like, will they, won't they? It was like hate to love, will they, won't they, slow burn. They finally kind of consummate it, but even in that, when they come together, even that, it's sort of like they're both thinking in the back of their heads, like, this isn't gonna work. There's still issues that we need to deal with, which I really kind of like that, because that mirrors more what life is like real people, real love, real life situations. So that's really refreshing. This is more, I would recommend this more to people who are into like legal suspense, because most of the plot centered around like solving a case and like having to go to a court and all of that. And it ends with not all of the questions being answered. I believe this is the first in 2 or 3 books. Like it's a duology or a trilogy. Will I read the others? Probably not, not because it's not well written. I mean, it's pretty well written actually for being like a mass market Avon paperback style book. Because those kind of books are not known for like their literary merit, but I personally don't enjoy like police procedural type things, and like one of the main characters is like a sheriff. So okay, yeah, you get into that. So yeah, I'm probably not going to continue with it, but I'm glad that I bought it. I'm glad that I read it, because I wanted to be supportive of Stacey Abrams. Because we live in a capitalistic, well, I live in a capitalistic society. And so one of the ways that I can be a voice is through my, you know, my presence, my action, my words, but also my money. And so having bought this new and reading it and talking about it, like I'm hoping that the money issue in that is what will like help, because I really feel that Stacey Abrams is a good force in our political arenas, based on all of the interviews I've watched and all the information I've got on her. So yeah, so like that was the reason that I got the book, and then reading it, I just really wanted to like read something on my shelf that I hadn't read, and I'd had this for a little while, so done. So I realized that this vlog probably wasn't the most exciting vlog, but it's my life. And I also I was thinking about it before I turned on the camera to film this last clip. I don't read fast, and I'm a teacher. And so not only am I working a full-time job, but I'm working the kind of job that when I come home from work, sometimes I'm exhausted, because it's not that I'm necessarily like physically doing a lot of hard labor, but the decision making and the emotional components and dealing with people all day, especially young people, and you know, in a lot of cases, young people who need support in a lot of different ways in the classroom. And so yeah, like it makes me tired, and so it affects like other parts of my life. So I try to have a good work-life balance, but sometimes I just come home and want to go to bed. Want to take my shower and take off my makeup and just relax and go to bed, which is what I did this afternoon. Like when I came home this afternoon, I ate and then I took a nap. And so, because, you know, that's that. I'm a grown woman and that was my decision to make tonight. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this vlog, that you got something out of it. Let me know in the comments section what you I mean, if you've read these books or heard of these books. The Witch of Tin Mountain by Paulette Kennedy, that I was listening to on Audible, excuse me. It's available on Kindle Unlimited. So, because on Kindle Unlimited, there's a section for titles that have a link to like free Audible listening option. And I do that because I prefer to listen to books on my commutes. So, and it was good. It was okay. It wasn't like the best thing. I think I gave it 3 stars. I would have to go and check my Goodreads, but it had issues, but it was generally just okay. So hence the rating. As far as this rating, I'll probably give it 3 stars because my reasons for not really enjoying it more than that have to do with my personal preference as far as not really being into police procedural, legal, thriller, suspense stuff, and I kind of expected more romance. So if you're looking for some steamy romance, this is probably not the best title for you. But if you're looking for procedural, like suspense, police procedural suspense type, it probably fit for you for that. So anyway, yeah, let me know in the comment section what's going on, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.